someone flicks me a back body. So it's another one, yeah. It's a first one, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world. This is our Boxing Hub. I go by the name of Yenji, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
You know what, cuz? All good. Literally just stepped in right now from work. You know, this is the dedication that we show, ready to go straight in, have this midweek roundup review. And that's the exciting about this is the exciting bit of, you know, this platform, that we could just come on, you know, talk boxing and have a bit of fun as well, man, during the midweek, man, because we've had, you know, a lot of news, a lot of things that's been happening, man. But before we sort of get into the itty gritty, how's your week been, cuz, man?
Let's just get on to the itty gritty, man. My week's been good.
Oh, you know, I like that, cuz. I like that. Just straight in, like, cool. So, cuz, let's get straight down to business. Daniel Dubois and you know, the McGuigan situation. Yeah. What you saying about that, cuz? I just get your thoughts.
I don't know. I'm generally baffled. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, well, to my knowledge, everything was going well, you know, and it's just weird now. Like, literally, it's happening right now, where he could potentially be fighting Usyk, and now he has to find a new trainer. Well, my understanding is his trainer is going to be Don Charles. But it's just, I don't know. I just find it weird. I just find it weird that it's happened now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he could be potentially fighting Usyk in July.
Yeah. Obviously, big up Bukayo Saka. Thank you so much for getting involved in the discussions. Obviously, he's saying it's a downgrade. You know what? I don't think it's a down. The reason why I don't think it's a downgrade is because, from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, he actually started off with Don Charles, I believe, you know, before he joined, you know, McGuigan. So it's essentially going to be like him going back home. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Really? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yes, because I've been speaking to Don's son, Richard Davis, and you know, we're potentially gonna, you know, do something with him for his events, for his gym. So we had a brief catch up, and look, very educational, very inspirational person, and he did say that, you know, he had him originally, and look, he doesn't even know. We don't know. It's all speculation. It's all talks, but I can't even lie to you. Look, obviously, Bukayo Saka, you know, big up for getting involved in discussions. He's obviously saying that Shane is the best trainer in London, in the country, in his opinion. And look, I can't remember who brought it up. Someone brought it up, but Shane's, you know, he's a great coach, but he's always got this situation of losing his fighters, man. Like, you know, Daniel Dubois, you know, Frampton, you know, I think he had a Coley as well. So it just, I don't think it's nothing to do with his training or you know, how he gets on with his job. It must be something in the back end that, you know, we don't know. You know, Chantal Cameron's also, oh man.
Ooh, really? He has Chantal Cameron as well.
Wow.
He had something's up. That's a pattern. There's a pattern there. So something's not right. I don't know. It could be they could just clash. I don't know. Maybe they could just generally clash. Maybe he wants them to do this, but they're not comfortable in doing that drill. They want to do it in their way. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But it's just wow.
It's mad, isn't it? I can't believe he had a chapel.
But remember, he's still got Caroline Dubois.
Sweet Carolina.
And she's still with him. You know, she's happy, you know, and as far as I'm concerned, you know, I mean, I don't see it being anything personal. Well, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But it's just, you know, end of the day, if Daniel wants to change the trainer and believes that he'll beat Usyk with this new trainer, then by all means, you know, do what you got to do. Has he got a chance of beating Usyk? Very slim. Well, some will say slim, some say he's got a large chance, but you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, obviously Bukayo Saka, thank you so much for being involved in the discussions. But look, he's saying that it's the business side. Chantel has obviously said that she cannot say anything due to signing NDAs. Look, the fact that, because look, Bukayo's obviously saying that, I'm guessing it's the same with Dubois and Okoli. Look, it must be a situation, because you have essentially world elite fighters, you know, in your sort of stable, but then it's a situation of, you know, them leaving, or, you know, there's disagreements. So I definitely think there's something wrong in the back end. Nothing to do with his training methods or him as a sort of coach.
Do you think it could be money?
Probably. It could be. It could be. It could be, because in that world right now, where I'm sure, because he's a top coach, like he's top in terms of like his regimes, his training methods. You know, his dad, of course, you know, showed him the best. Of course, his dad's a legend. So yeah, it must be peas. It must be money. It must be something personal. I don't think it's a boxing situation. I think I agree with Bakayo Sakura. I think it could be just business side, that something is just off, man. And yeah, it's a strange one, because Chantel Cameron, in my opinion, look, that's top. You got Coley, you know, Frampton, you know, these are names that were rolling off the tongue, and it just seems like it's a common trend. But look, big up Tony Ellis as well. He's obviously saying they are good trainers, but bad people. Look, you know,
I don't know, but it's just weird just to think that he's lost all these people, and if it's business and they can't talk, then it must be money, really. Do you know what I mean? Maybe this is the starting rate, and then maybe it's just changed again, where people think, hold on, do you know what I mean? You know, but I mean, because Okoli has never mentioned anything negative. He's just said he's just moved on. I mean, also, we haven't heard anything from Triple D yet, so I take it you ain't gonna say anything. Frampton, has he ever mentioned anything about the business side, or so? NDA. So yeah, they can't really talk. Maybe after their career's over, they can start exposing.
That's why we just got to wait for this biography of, you know, one of these fighters that, you know, used to train him, and you know, we need to see, you know, what's said, because I definitely believe that it's definitely a problem if you have, you know, this trend of these world elite fighters. This is not sort of British domestic level. This is world elite fighters, you know, leaving the camp. But look, going into sort of Caroline Dubois, look, we obviously got the news from her socials that she will be back at Your Call on the 16th of June, I believe. So Shane's gonna be in her corner, and he's lucky. He's still got a gem in Dubois, you know. He's still got a Dubois, and it's the sister, and he's got a super talent right there, man. And I just hope that, you know, there's no issues that affects that relationship there. You know what I mean?
I think it's just business, man. I mean, well, like I said, I can't see it being personal with Triple D. I just think because the news is broke, everyone's just, you know, overhyping. But I think it could just, I don't know, because to be fair, he got interviewed the other day, and it's just like he didn't say anything. But when they asked him about Triple D, he wasn't really positive about it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. But talking about Triple D, so I'm hearing the purse bid is due soon. So if they can't make this fight happen, then Wilder's next in line to fight Usyk. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. You have to break this down for people. What is the purse about? Is it to fight Usyk for the WBA title? Yeah, because obviously Dubois is the regular champion. So
yeah. So if they can't make that fight happen, then next in line will be Wilder. So Usyk would have to defend his title to Wilder, and I'm just thinking, wow, I'm sorry, but that will be a big fight.
It'll be electrifying. Before we get into it, look, I just have to sort of mention what Tony's obviously mentioned here, and thank you so much for getting involved in discussions. He's obviously saying because Caroline is still training with Shane, Daniel Dubois may not say anything, to cause any trouble for it. And look, Tony, I agree with you. I hope, that's the case, because I feel that Caroline is a talent and she just needs to focus. Don't let, what's happened business side with, her brother and Shane get in the way of her success. So I'm hoping, that she has a tremendous show at York Hall, one of my favorite venues, for London. So, it's exciting times ahead, man. But cards, you've got me gassed. The fact that you're about Usyk, Wilder, if that could happen, yo.
This is what I'm saying. If they can't, this is what I'm trying to say. It's just like, it's crazy how everything's just happening now with, Triple D splitting up with Shane, and, there's a deadline. If they can't meet it, then they're moving on, next opponent. So how I see it, the reality is, as much as, okay, I'm happy for Daniel getting this title shot, but if he was to lose the purse bid, he's still got, how old is he? Is he, 24, 25?
I'm not too sure, but he's pretty young, man. I could sort of double check, to be fair. You know what?
I mean, the way I see it, he'll still have an opportunity. But look, end of the day, take it now, because remember, at the moment, the belts are tied in with Fury and Usyk. And if Daniel can do the job, then I salute him. He's 25.
He's 25. Well, big up. The of our boxing hub delivers again. Big up, man. So it's 25.
So it will be interesting just to see, like, I'm just waiting. I'm hoping that he gets this title shot, but if it doesn't work out, then dude, I'm saying it now, Wilder will be Usyk. I'm sorry, but Wilder will be Usyk. That's smart. And the maddest thing is, it's just like it will ruin the whole party again, because if we're talking about this Saudi heavyweight clash here, you got Usyk, Fury, AJ, Wilder. Potentially, if Wilder was to, let's just say Wilder beats Usyk, he would have to rematch him. Let's just say he beats him again. It could potentially be a clash between Wilder and Fury for all of the belts, or he can avoid Fury and fight AJ.
What, for a third time?
No. No, I'm saying what I'm saying is, no, it won't be the third time.
You're talking about for Wilder to fight Usyk then?
No, I'm saying, like, if Wilder was to beat, let's just say, okay, Wilder gets his, let's just say, okay, the purse bid doesn't go through, Daniel Dubois loses his shot. Wilder fights Usyk. Wilder beats Usyk, right? There's a rematch clause in it, and let's just say Wilder beats him again. Wilder, he could either fight Fury, so all the belts online, or he could avoid Fury and then fight AJ. Do you know what I mean?
That's,
do you know what I mean? With the 3 belts. So that's what I'm saying. This heavyweight division, it's just a madness at the moment. It's crazy.
Look, even the Al Heyman of our boxing office is obviously saying that Wilder's the only person that will and can beat Usyk. That's, look, I think in terms of just removing sort of boxing ability and skill, and just thinking about sheer power and hunger and explosiveness, if anyone can do it, it's Wilder. That you can't even blink for a second. You just have to look at the Fury fights. You got to look at the fights previously as well. He just gets in there, does the job. You just need to blink for a second, and he will land that shot. And I think with Malik Scott as well, because we have to sort of break this down. Wilder was it's like his name was very wild in terms of how he's laying those shots. Now with Malik, it seems like he's setting him up to, measure that equalizer, as opposed to just, throwing it. He's measuring the shots, being more strategic, man. So I think he's going to be even more dangerous than what he's been in his career, because he's measuring the shots. He's setting up the equalizer, as opposed to, just pulling it out and bang. You know what I mean?
I don't know, I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree, because when he fought Fury in the trilogy, Fury even said, okay, he's gonna try something new. If it don't go to plan, he's gonna go back to his old self, and he kind of did. Do you know what I mean? And it didn't really work out for him. But I don't know. But it'll be interesting. I just had a thought, like, I can actually see Triple D dropping Usyk.
What?
Yeah, I could see him. Yeah, I didn't say. I did. I said that I could see a knockdown.
What?
He's explosive. I can actually, if he lands and catches, I believe. Look, Usyk ain't gonna trade with Triple D. He ain't gonna trade with him. He's just gonna move around.
Yeah.
He's gonna move around. He ain't gonna trade with him. But I'm saying, like, if they were to trade, yeah, I could see him landed on Usyk. I could see Usyk on the floor.
Yeah, you know what? But that's what we said about AJ, man. AJ's got the same sort of physical, you know, he's got AJ. If you, that's why I get like, it's not angry, but that's why I get a bit frustrated, man, because AJ, look at his physique. He's, he's a physical specimen of a beast, man. And you just think, especially for that second round, that second fight, man, use your body, man. Use your strength. Get on him, because Fury is that's why you got to give Fury credit, man, because he's a proper warrior. Because yes, he can box, he can move, he's very, very technical, but he knows how to use his physical attributes also as another tool to, disrupt the fighter's flow of who he's fighting, man.
Just remember, during that fight, remember he had 2 coaches on his side, so I don't know what they were telling him, what the game plan was. So that could just no, I'm never trying to be disrespectful. I mean, look, you've got 2 people talking in your ears. It's just like, well, do you know what I mean? Because
AJ makes the decision, man. He's the businessman.
Well, he does, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he had 2 people. Do you know how confusing that is? But
even Bukayo Saka saying
the only way Dubois will land is if he closes Usyk down the corner. That's the only way he can land. And Usyk's got weakness, and that's the body shot. So Dubois might be working on them body shots. Do you know what I mean? And then onto the head. I don't look. I mean, but then again, it can go either way. Usyk could drop him. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's do you know what? It's just crazy just to think of everything, like, because now I'm hearing Fury, he ain't gonna fight this summer now. He's gonna wait for Usyk. So I think they might do this heavyweight clash in Saudi, and it's just like, do you know what? I find it with boxing politics it's a bit mad. Like, no disrespect to the boxers, but it's just like, these lot are chilling for so long, and there's people out there who are actually training and fighting, to have a title shot. And it's just like, you lot are champions and you can chill for like, what, 8 months or whatnot, not do nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I think, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that they need to be penalized in some sort of way. So it's like, for example, I'm going off track, but it's like a footballer. If they put on weight, they're going to be penalized for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with boxing, I don't know. They need to bring something into place, man, because I just think it's unfair, man. It's unfair. It's just like, look, for example, one of the Charlo brothers, he's been out a year for, is it 2 years? And he's still champion. Again, not that, no disrespect to him, but I'm just saying, like, dude, there's other people out there who are hungry.
Yeah, no, cuz, you know what? That just leads us to, like, and I 1000% agree with you, cuz, man. We'll obviously get into that last round, I would say, of the show, which is the big news, man. Obviously, Bukayo Saka is, sort of hinting it out there that, AJ versus Wilder is next, so he won't fight Usyk. Cuz apparently, and look, we've seen it here. Via, Boxing News 24/7, Wilder versus Joshua is almost signed. Cuz I need to ask you this question, and we've mentioned this in previous pods, of course. Will we finally, after all these years of talks between Eddie Hearn and will this fight finally happen? Are we gonna finally see AJ versus Wilder? Are we gonna finally see this fight?
Yes, the money's big. The money's big. It's bigger than before, way bigger. So and they're both coming from losses, etc. And this fight, that the whole world will tune in. And not even that, it's nice that it's not happening here in the UK or in America. It's in Saudi. Do you know what I mean? So it's a huge fight. Who would win? Boy, but like I said, on paper, everyone's rooting for Wilder, but I'm backing the underdog.
Yeah,
but this is it. This is it. I mean, look, if he beats Wilder, he can potentially fight Fury.
Yeah.
Potentially.
This is like, I'm not gonna lie, man. This is like this is basically like a King of the Ring tournament, man. Like if AJ, fights Wilder, Usyk and Fury, get the undisputed finally. Let's get a undisputed champion finally for the heavyweight division, so that the winner of AJ versus Wilder faces the winner of Usyk and Fury. If there's no rematch clauses, let's just remove. Like we've had,
remove it.
No more. It's not this rematch clause rubbish. Because I think when there's a rematch clause in a contract, and look, we're not fighters, of course, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're not in the ring," blah blah blah. But I'm sure if you're getting into a fight knowing that there's a rematch clause in the contract, I think you go into the fight with a bit of complacency. I believe. I don't know. That's just me.
Not just that. Yeah. When we finally have this heavyweight undisputed match, let's just say Fury and Usyk, I want Lennox Lewis to be there, man, because he was the last heavyweight undisputed champion of the world over 20 years. I want him to be there. I want him to be there.
Even award the champion, innit? He should award.
I think he should, because this is like, I don't know. After this, I don't know if we're ever going to see another undisputed heavyweight champion again. I don't know, because of that, it's the politics. The politics. Do you know what I mean? Mate, over 20 years. Do you know how embarrassing that is?
Why is it? Because like, just let's just sort of dig down into that.
It's like it comes down to, you got to think of it here. Look, boxers, I believe they want to fight. They like the challenge. They've got their team. And at the end of the day, his team or his promoter, whatnot, they have to protect their asset. Do you know what I mean? Because if you lose your belt, whatnot, you could potentially lose your value some sort of way. It's like, look, for example, just an example. AJ, when he was a champion, he used to sell out within seconds, like, arenas, whatnot.
Yeah.
This last fight he had with Franklin, it sold out the week before the fight, or a couple of days before the fight. That's when it sold out. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes, as a champion, you have value. Not that I'm saying he has no value. No, but it's just like sometimes you have value. It's like, look at Fury. He's a stadium fighter. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I get it when he's demanding for more money, because he's potentially the A side, because he's never lost and he's a world champion.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And look, Tony Ellis, man, we have to mention this point that he's made, because it's a very, very good point. And Tony, massive love for getting involved in discussions. It's going back to sort of the rematch clause situation. He obviously disagrees with what we were saying. A lot of the times, rematches are put into place by promoters or the managers, not the fighters themselves. So it goes back to sort of what you were saying in the previous pod about protecting their assets.
Because I think rematch clause should happen. Sorry, I think a rematch should happen if the fight was so close and it's just like, nah, let's run it back. Do you know what I mean? But again, promoters, they have to protect their assets, and again, they generate more money. It's just definitely more money. But it's sad. It is sad. It's sad. But hopefully things will change. I don't know. I personally think, like, look, if you're a champion, you believe in yourself. You're the best. Just go out there, do your thing.
Trust me.
Go out there and do your thing. I mean, like, look, last week, Thingy got robbed. What's his name? Is it Barroso?
Oh, cause
if anything, I personally think, they should run it back.
Yeah, look, exactly. That is how the rematch clause was in the Shields and Marshall fight. They said they wouldn't run it back if it was close. And look, Al Heyman of iBoxing Hub spoke here. He's 100% right. Yeah,
because now I'm thinking. I mean, so with this Usyk and Fury fight, am I right in saying there's no rematch clause then?
I pray, though. I pray, cuz, like, from a fan's perspective, let's not have these rematch clauses unless, like you said, it's a very, very close fight, and if it's a draw or it's a very questionable, points decision win for the fighter, then we could say, you know what, through public demand and through the fans, calling for a rematch, yes, let's run for a rematch. But if it's not close, like what the Al Heyman of iBoxing Hub is saying, run it back. So look, Ra, big up. You're obviously joining in sort of the latter part of the show, but big up, my brother. This is obviously Ra from the iBoxing Hub family. So he's obviously got his show with Rico tomorrow, which is the boxing R&R boxing hour, I believe. So guys, tune into that. Look, another question here is, who will rematch clause be favoring in the Usyk versus Fury fight? Like who? Cause that's a good question there, man. Big up.
Fury, I reckon. No, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Yes,
because Usyk has the majority of the belts.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be Usyk, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, forget the rematch clause. Forget it. Just make the fights happen.
Just make it happen. Let's have an undisputed champion. Let's have one face, one name, and let's have that one person carrying the title, man. Because it's becoming long, man. It's becoming long.
With this, my understanding, when we crown an undisputed champion, that's it. Then the belts will get scattered around. Do they vacate, or will they have to vacate and keep one? How does it work? I'm not too sure.
Oh, it depends. It depends.
I don't think they're going to keep all of the belts. I think it's just going to be back to back too much.
No, it depends. It depends, cause let's say, for example, I don't know. Let's say a young fighter comes through, does a David Haney in the heavyweight division, and let's say, well, I'm just thinking years down the line when the Usyks, the Furies, the Joshuas, the Wilders, they're out the game. So let's say a new guy comes in, becomes champion, becomes undisputed. It's up to him. Because remember, each title or each organization has a mandatory. So he could just keep, okay, I'm going to defend IDF, and then next defend WBA, next defend WBC, next, you know what I mean? He can. It's up to the fighter.
Do you know what? Something tells me, right? Fury, Usyk, whoever wins, I think they're going to retire after that.
Yeah. Why not?
Because Usyk's now what, 36, right?
Yeah.
35,
why not?
Yeah, because I just. What else is there to prove? Like, I honestly think the fight between, if it ever happens, Joshua and Fury, I think it'll probably happen later on down the year. I think they'll probably come out of retirement just to make that fight happen. I don't know, because I just can't see it. If AJ's going in with Wilder now, let's see it. Let's see. And like I said, all of these guys, they've got roughly between could be wrong, but the way I see it, between 18 to 24 months, because I don't think they want to keep boxing for too long.
100%. I agree with you. The men have got to the point now where, they've had the big fights.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a lot of what's the word, where a bit worn out, because they've been through battles. So the drive and the motivation, they've all been champions before, man.
Yeah, all been champions.
So it's just like to get that inner burn. I think this final push for AJ will be against Wilder, like to get that, that last little fire. And if he wins that, momentum for, the undisputed fight.
Yeah, him and Wilder's fight, it's gonna be interesting. Like, look, all he needs, like I said, all he needs to do is improve on his fitness and stamina, and just apply pressure, because Wilder can't find a back foot. But then avoid trading. I think the only way to fight Wilder, he could do what he done to Andrew Ruiz. I don't know if that'll work, but But then again, something tells me you need to get Wilder out of that ring quick, because if it, like, look, for example, Wilder vs Ortiz 2. Ortiz was winning that fight until bang.
Until just out of nowhere.
He was in shock. He was in shock.
Yeah, man, that's what he does, man. That's what he does. Cause look, it's even Raz obviously saying Is Fury versus Usyk
Well,
even happening?
as
Fury's
far as
price. Look, Ra, thank you so much for getting involved in the discussions. Fury gets KO'd by the next top heavyweight he fights. I don't think he wants it anymore. Look, you know what? It could be a motivation thing. It could be a driver thing. We just don't know, man. We just don't know where.
because we initially thought Fury was going to fight Andy Ruiz, and now Bob Arum saying, "Oh, Fury ain't fighting this summer. He's fighting. You know, we're gonna wait. I think December, him and Usyk."
I would have loved, you know what, cuz I'm not gonna lie. I know we don't have much time on the show, but I would have loved to see Ruiz versus Fury, man. You know, in the summer, I would have loved it. I would have loved it. And Fury sort of promised Ruiz that he would give him a title shot. I don't know if you remember, like a few years back, that.
You know what? It's all of this. It's just a madness. Like I said, look, he gave his friend Derek Chisora a shot. He could have given Andrew Ruiz that shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he needs to give him a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could potentially rematch White, but you know, I don't know. There's really to be fair with you, the only people Fury needs to fight really is just Usyk and AJ.
And AJ, sorry, yeah, and AJ.
Yeah, and then that's it, and then he's done. Well, if he wants to retire, but there's nothing else. He's got nothing else to prove, and yeah, them four there, they've all been champions, and I think this is it. This is it. This is the era. This is it. After
this is the last dance.
Yeah, last dance. I can't see him fighting in 2025. You know, Zhang is fighting what's his name? Joyce, the rematch, and yeah, I can't. I don't know. I just think he should have fought Andy Ruiz this summer. It would have been a big event. But then again, do you know what? Somebody made it clear. Said, look, if these guys are doing this big heavyweight clash in Saudi, they got to play it smart. They can't afford to go into a fight now where they could potentially lose or injure themselves. So, and plus it's big money. So, you know, but hey.
Respect.
Yeah.
We respect the game. And look, if that fight happens, cuz, if you was putting your promoter's hat on, which I've got on now, what you name in the tournament, cuz? What
heavyweight
you name?
Clash. The madness in heavyweight clash.
Love that. Yeah. We got to see that definitely, man. But guys, we're obviously coming up to the end of the show. I know you guys wanna tune in and watch the City versus Real Madrid match, which is obviously happening right now. Look, big up to everyone that's got involved in the discussions. Tony's obviously, you know, let's get through Tony's question before we go. So, who's had a better career if AJ and Fury was both to retire? Cuz I'm gonna leave that question to you.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's weird because I don't know. You know, I would say I don't know. Probably say they both have really, because they've overcome so many things. I mean, look, Fury, he beat Klitschko. You know, he beat the man who nobody could beat at the time. Sorry. AJ winning the Olympics and just fast track. You know, I don't know. I suppose I don't know.
It has to be Fury, cuz, man. It has to be, because remember, Fury initially beat the man who was the lineal at the time.
I suppose Fury. Yeah.
You know, he obviously had 3. Not one fight. He's had 3 with Wilder as well. Certain men are not having 2 fights with Wilder. Once you get in there with Wilder once, you're not getting back in the ring. He's had 3 fights with Wilder as well. He's done the job. I remember he's obviously come through the whole, you know, obstacles of depression, etc. So I think jolly way AJ could redeem himself, I would say, is if he beats Fury. I think beating Fury would change up everything, man. But look, we're gonna drag it on as of course. But look, cuz obviously we got the double header over the weekend, which everyone should be excited for. We've got a potential watch along for the Haney fight, of course. So we're, you know, the iBoxing Hub family, we're gonna get together to watch this fight, which obviously should be tremendous. And before that, Guys, make sure you tune in to Cameron versus Taylor, the homecoming. Will it be Katie Taylor to, you know, make history, or will Il Chapo reign victorious over Katie Taylor, man? This is tremendous, man. So, guys, also we've got some special news coming on as well. We're gonna have, you know, some special guests that's going to be joining the shows in these next few weeks. So, guys, stay in tune. Il Chapo, that's what we're calling for, man. I'm going for Il Chapo to get the result against Katie Taylor. I'm not going to lie, I've got a bit of a soft spot for her, man, because I know we've obviously did the pod with her, man, but we've seen how her energy is. She manifested it from when we spoke to her before, and I just love the fact that it's actually happening, man. So, big up to her as well, man. But, cuz, how are you gonna, you know, wrap this up in tremendous fashion?
Have a blessed week. We're back here on Sunday with the results. Remember to tune in. I go by the name of BNG, featuring yours truly, Trey. We are iBoxing Hub. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And good night. Bye.
Good night.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my scars with a sweet one, please. Someone flicks me a bag by the end. Say, oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another